Hello Phantoms and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. We reached 10,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much for supporting me on this weird and spooky journey. I started following a map from the dark web, and you guys have a lot of questions and I'm here to answer them. I, myself, have never dove into the dark web, per se. So, I follow a content creator by the name of Shoutout, and he likes to go in the dark web. He will order crazy objects such as bloody used shoes and mystery boxes with weird liquids in them, and this one was a skeleton key. Shiloh ordered a skeleton key off the dark web that was supposed to access like tons of buildings, I think. Anyway, he gets the package. The package was a large key ring with tons of keys on it. Also a fuzzy tail. Also a USB drive. On the USB drive, there was a map, so he put it all together into one user-friendly map. So this map has 190,000-ish points, unlabeled. They're all over the world. He puts his map out and he's like, hey, if these dots are near you, go check it out. So some people did start going to check out these locations, and it's sketchy as heck. Some of them are just like bars or like restaurants, but what I noticed is when you dig into the locations, you'll find a weird backstory or just something strange. Sometimes it's a spot where somebody got. When this map first came out, I was in Austin, Texas, and there were dots around. So I decided to go check it out. The first location that I went to ended up just being a mini golf course, which was very odd, not what I expected, but it was very creepy. So none of these points on the map are labeled. However, the map came with a title that was Weird Haunted Abandoned Treasure Furry. So I'm assuming that each one of these map points fall into one of those categories. Now the mini golf place, I can't decide which one it is. Maybe furry because of all the animals. But also, when I started looking into this place, I find out that it's really old. This place was founded back in 1948 by three brothers. It's still in the family. And one of the original brothers had made all those sculptures. And people claim that they see a spirit lingering around some of these statues. So weird, furry, I don't know. I don't know what category that one is, but it was a good warm-up. Now that brings us to the second location that was a little bit more creepy, and I would say it falls under the abandoned category, maybe haunted. It was an abandoned children's hospital. I would like your help with this. If you guys are from the Austin area and you know what this building is, I couldn't figure it out. When I arrived, it seemed like it was multiple hospital buildings attached to each other. The part that the map brought me to seemed to be not in operation anymore. When I go to the courtyard area, that's where I assume that it's a children's hospital because of the paintings in there. When I was looking in the windows, it seemed abandoned. It didn't seem like it was in operation anymore. And I found a bloody glove that was creepy. Now, from what I've been researching, it seems like the building on the other end that is in operation is a wound care center. There was lights on in the area that I was by. So what are they doing in there? I don't know. It's something I would like to dig into more because I feel like onto something here, and that's why they put it on the map. Next, it brought me to a park with some old creepy houses, and I'm gonna put this one in the haunted category. Now, I didn't make it into these houses, but I did look up what they are because I was so curious. So one of them is Susanna Dickinson. who was born in 1814. She is a survivor of the Battle of the Alamo. She was the one that like brought the news. She had a very important role in that whole situation. So that's her house. And then the other one is William Porter, who was an author. I don't know why his house is there, but they're preserved. I think you can go inside them during the day, but I went at night. Next was the park that was supposed to have a troll. In hindsight, I realized I was supposed to find a troll. There was a really cool, large sky hammock thing that a lot of people can lay in. That was cool. Then at the bottom, when I was there, there was a pole dancer just like set up in the middle of the grass. So I got a cool show. Then there was supposed to be a troll. And I looked everywhere for this thing. And I think I genuinely might have missed it. From what I'm looking at, it looks like it was more in the woods. It was so dark when I went there. I rode a Lime scooter, so I was trying my best, but I didn't find the troll. So if you're from the Austin area and if you know about this troll and if it's still there, you let me know. What category would that be? A treasure? Weird. It's weird. A troll in the woods is weird. Ooh, then the next one in Austin is an old tree that has a lot of tea. This tree I went to is in the middle of a parking lot in like a little shopping center, but you can tell that it's preserved. Like there's a little chain link fence around it. And come to find out, this bad boy is about 500 years old and it's been through some drama. So this poor thing goes all the way back to signing treaties between the Native Americans and the Republic of Texas or whoever ran stuff back then. So it's called the treaty tree because they used to sign treaties under it way back. So in 1989, some got heartbroken by his unrequited love for his counselor at a methadone clinic. So he poisoned the tree in some weird love ritual. And he nearly took the whole thing down. He put enough poison to take down like 100 trees. Like he went above and beyond with this weird love spell ritual he was trying to do. And the whole town was up in arms. They all came out. They were praying for the tree. They were bringing the tree gifts. And I mean, it kind of worked. The whole thing didn't come down. It's a lot smaller than it was or smaller than it's supposed to be now, but it lived through it. It also has some weird lore that way back during the Native American time of settlement there, the women used to make a potion out of the leaves of this tree and they would drink it during the full moon, and it was supposed to keep their men safe when they were away fighting battles. So yeah, the tree's got the tea and the potions. When I went there, I went inside the fence, and then I was trying to get in. You can go in the tree, like you can go in it. And I go in there and there was actually an unhoused man, but he was really friendly. He was really scared of me. I had a camera, so I mean, he was cool. I was like, "Hey, I'm just checking this tree out." And he's like, "Cool, this is my house, I think." Took some video, dipped out, didn't want to disturb him, but the tree was really cool. And then I went to leave, and one of the shop owners came out and was super stoked to tell me all the history about the tree. That location would be, what is that? It could be haunted. Native American stuff, probably haunted. Now, over to Vegas locations. We have the Fossil State Park. This is so weird because it is so close to my house, and I had no idea it existed. So it's pretty cool that the map is showing me all these places I would have never found. Scientists found an enormous amount of fossil area, which triggered a big archaeological dig. And you can essentially just hike through where the dig is or was. I don't know if they're currently still digging. I was highly underprepared for this hike. I don't know what I'm getting myself into. I'm just following a coordinate on a map. So I get there and I assume I'm just taking a quick video. Next thing I know it, I'm 2 miles down into a fossil dig. So thirsty. Middle of summer in Vegas. It's hot. But it was cool. It was worth it. It's pretty crazy that it's just out in the desert and there's just these huge fossils. Like, what? How did I not know about this? That's a treasure. That's a treasure spot right there. And the thing is, there's still bones all around you because there's so many signs with pictures of bones saying, like, don't step off the path because there's bones. One of the points in Vegas, I try to look at it from the satellite view on Google Maps, and I cannot figure out what it's bringing me to. It looks so weird, but I know I can't walk to it. It seems like a long trail. So, fully committed, I go buy an electric dirt bike. And so I take it over to this area, park my car, ride out. I start realizing it's a golf course, but clearly an abandoned golf course with just trails everywhere. Clearly other people had the same idea and brought their dirt bikes there and make jumps and everything. When I went, I didn't see anyone. So I started exploring this golf course. The structure that was there was the actual map point. I went into it, but you can see it burned down. It's been torn apart. You can't really do much with it, but it's cool. Abandoned golf course. Also, when you go behind that structure, it looks like someone could be living there. There was a lot of stuff. So I was pretty quick, got out of there, but cool spot. Next location, this gets weird on a very personal level. So being that I go to a lot of haunted locations, I need to do some cleansing, some extra cleansing sometimes. So I ended up going to a shaman here in Vegas to get cleansed. When I went there, she had mentioned that the day before, her and somebody had done a ritual honoring Sekhmet. I've never heard of Sekhmet. I don't know who that is. And it didn't even stick with me until I get to this location. So the following day after visiting the shaman, I'm like, dark web map, let's go. So I take my new dirt bike and go out to this next point that's way out in the desert somewhere. I pull up, and to my surprise, I pull up to the temple of Sekhmet. My heart sank. I was like, am I being pranked? What is this? Where is the cameras? What's happening? It was so mind-boggling. Like, this was not planned by anybody, not even me. Like, how did that synchronicity? Then I end up learning a lot about this Sekhmet, Egyptian goddess character. You should look her up. She's really cool. So I go to the temple, I leave an offering, I pull a tarot card. The tarot card I pull is the sun. Sekhmet is the goddess, the sun, whatever. A crazy synchronicity. This place, it's very, how do I word this? Beautiful, but cult-like. I didn't see anybody there. When I pull up, it's a whole compound. It's really, really cool, but the energy there just felt so intense. I'm walking around this place so cautiously. There's different trailers, there's different structures. You can tell people, I assume, live there or stay there, but I don't see anybody. It's a gloomy day. It's a little spooky out. There was one part that it looked like there was graves. It might be graves. I don't know. It was giving midsummer. It was giving midsummer vibes. Anyway, I don't want to talk bad about this area. It's super cool, but when you go there by yourself, not knowing what it is, it feels like you're walking into a cult. Now let's get to the really weird ones. This one was way out in the desert. I pull up, again, not knowing what I'm walking here, and the first thing I see is a Western elite with an eagle. Oh, what's happening here? There's some kind of booth, and it says to check in there when you go in. So I wait for a minute, but there was nobody at the booth, so I just go in. Now I'm driving around, and this is such a weird compound, I guess you would call it. I don't even know. I'm going around. I see a couple workers and I'm like, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be in here. So I yell over to one of the ladies and I was like, hey, where can I park? And she asked me if I work there and I just said no. And then she didn't say anything. So I just park and then I start walking around the structure, the Stonehenge, the Ryan Henge. Tell me why this crazy structure is at a waste management company lot. Okay, Tony Soprano Waste Management.
I'm in a waste management business.
I'm on to you. But seriously, like, what is all this stuff at this waste management place? It is so strange. It's really, really cool, but also, like, what's the story behind it? So first thing, this big structure is a solar calendar of some sort, a sundial as well. One thing that stuck out to me off the bat is the alien on top of the structure, and it's at the north. It's at the north point, which seems significant in some way. And then all of the quotes on the map of the sundial. So one is, it is so ordered, which at first I read it like a sassy girl, like, it is so ordered. But I don't think that's what they were getting at. It feels like a spell. Like that's what you say at the end of a spell, right? It also had a quote, "The law is love." It also had one that said, "Molan Labe," which was said by the king of Sparta, which literally means "come and take them," which symbolizes resistance. Waste management company. Now, next to this big, mysterious Stonehenge, there is a checkerboard. Like, there's no chess or checker pieces. It's just like a checkered board floor. And if you know anything about Freemasons or any of those rabbit holes, checkerboard floors are very symbolic. Duality, balance, all different things. So I feel like that wasn't there on accident. Clearly, it was put there for some specific reason. And I'm starting to put the puzzle pieces together here. Waste management. Then next to the checkers, there is a labyrinth. Again, a very symbolic structure. On the labyrinth, there was also a very interesting quote, which said, "Silence is golden." Waste management company. A couple other things there that stood out to me is the little church. I don't know what was in there. I didn't try to open the door. I was nervous. There was a worker watching me. He wasn't saying anything, but he was just watching me from a distance. I was like, am I allowed to be here? Like, I don't know if I'm allowed to be in here. And most importantly, there was a freaking camel. There was a camel. There was a zebra. I didn't catch the zebra on film. I regret that. There was a camel. There was a zebra. What? Waste management company. Now, last but not least, we have the nature preserve cabin place. This dot brought me to one of the weirder ones. And I am way out in the desert, like more out in the desert this time. It seems like it's definitely government land. There is signs everywhere down the long dirt road I pulled down. So there's signs on both sides saying, like, do not pull off this path. Like, do not. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I pull up to the building, which seems like I guess like a nature preserve place with trails. But there's so many cameras. Even that dirt road I was pulling up on that's like, hey, don't pull off. So many cameras. So I'd go off on one of these trails. Terrifying. So terrifying. Like, I like, what am I doing out here? But besides it being terrifying, it was also incredibly beautiful. Out here in Vegas, we don't have nature like that. So it's pretty impressive that I drove, 40 minutes out and I'm just in a bunch of trees. So very cool. needed to go hug a tree once in a while. So I'm on this path, and then I come across these sheds and like cabins, very old ones, but there is so many cameras on them. I mean, the only thing I can think of is maybe they're trying to protect so people don't like vandalize them, but a little too many cameras. Nature preserve. I see you. I saved the best one for last because I'm also not done investigating this dot. Out in the desert once again, and it's a little dirt road with 3, I guess, houses on this road, very secluded from everything else. And I don't know if they're houses or they look like houses that are disguised as a business or a business disguised as a house. I don't know. Anyway, I passed them, and the only way to get to this map point is parking at the very end of this dirt road and then dirt biking way out. There is a truck coming this way as I'm pulling up. So I keep going, and then I see him stop. Like it was pretty tinted, so I couldn't see well, but I saw him, he's looking at me. He stopped where he passed me. He never moved. So I'm a little concerned. So I'm waiting and looking back. He's not moving. And a couple minutes go by, so I'm sweating a little bit. So I decide to at least pretend I'm leaving. So I turn around, and as soon as I turn around, he leaves. So I'm like, suspicious. I don't want to stay here because that was weird, but let me like take a peek around at least. I park my car, I get out, and I walk onto this trail that I would have to go down for a very long time. As I approach that trail, there is a large pile of clothing that looks just so out of place. I get that people dump stuff in the desert, but you would have to be here to see what I mean. Like, it is out of place. It looked weird. As soon as I saw it, stomach had a sinking feeling. Something's off. So I walk up to it, and I see that it is just a ton of security guard uniforms. Did a company come out here, way out here to dump this? There's also a couple like pink windbreakers that made my tummy hurt. All of it seemed off. Besides like the pile of the uniforms, they trailed off way past where I was, like into the desert more, but I didn't want to like walk out there by myself. There was so many things in that, just like that little area that was so unsettling. I saw some Amazon boxes that were unopened behind a bush. There was a lot going on. I didn't even make it near the dot, so who knows what's out there. I end up leaving. I go on Google Maps out of curiosity of like, is that pile on the maps? So I hop on there, and sure enough, the pile of the clothes, like you can see it on Google Maps satellite, and for some reason it's blurred out. Why is it blurred out? Why is it blurred out? Immediately in my head, my first thought is like, oh my God, there was a body there. So it's like blurred out. So the only thing that I can think of at that time was, I know that occasionally Google Maps will like blur people's faces. I then did a live stream with some of you guys, and I was trying to dig into it more. It did say that government land tends to blur things that are suspicious. So I don't know. I still don't know. I would like to know. If you guys know, I would like you to let me know what you think. But I do want to go back and explore that area further, maybe with some backup this time. But so far, that has been my dark web map adventures. There is many more to come, about 180,000 more to come. So let me know what you guys think about these locations, especially this Stonehenge one, and also the clothes in the desert one. Thank you guys so much for being here and watching and subscribing, and thank you for getting me to 10K. I love you guys so much. I love you so much. Until next time.